everything that's ever been written on the subject of love, somewhere in that writing, there's something about giving or receiving. You know, we just got through Valentine's, and we all, gave to each other little gifts, or big gifts, expensive gifts, or homemade gifts, or just cards of love and appreciation. Gifts it's not what it costs, it's not what, it's what it symbolizes. It means that I'm giving you something out of my heart so that you can know that I care and love you. You know, gifts don't have to be expensive. And so, in fact, some of the most precious gifts I have are gifts that my children made when they were small, or my grandchildren make. You know, color a picture, make a little thing in vacation Bible school, or in Sunday school, or somewhere. They made a little craft, and they gave it to me. Those are precious gifts. And not all gifts are visible. There's a gift that you can give that will cost you nothing, but it's so important to other people. And that is the gift of yourself. The gift of your presence in their life. It's intangible, but it speaks real loudly when you're able to just be with somebody. And for some people, that is their primary love language. They just want to be with you, or they want you to be with them, and you couldn't give them anything better. I know I had an aunt that raised me. My dad died when I was 10. My mother when I was 16, and they all lived out in Texas. My aunt lived out there, and through the military, we got out in Fort Gordon in the Augusta area, and I didn't get often chance to see her and take the grandkids out there very much, but we went out there a couple of times a year. And you know, all she wanted, that's all she wanted. She didn't want us to buy her anything expensive or do anything special for her. She just wanted us to come out there and be with her and spend some time with her. You know, your body itself becomes a present. Jesus said this in Matthew 28:20, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. And Hebrews 13:5 said, for he himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And isn't that a wonderful gift from God to know that through the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ is always with us? Anytime we get ready for His presence, all we have to do is just start talking to Him and He's there. He hears our prayers. He is in our presence. I was conducting a funeral yesterday, and it was, it seems like lately I've done several funerals, and even though there was a lot of sadness and a lot of hurt and a lot of missing of the loved one, there was a presence of God's Holy Spirit there comforting the family, saying, your loved one is okay. I'm taking good care of them. Everything's fine up here in heaven. If you're weeping, you need to be weeping for yourself because you're left behind and you're not up here enjoying the great things that we have going on up here. But anytime you need Him, His presence is there for you to experience. We might feel that we don't have a lot to give. But let me tell you something. There's healing in your hands. There's healing in your words. There is love in your heart that you can give to other people. You can bring hope to other people. You can help somebody by being a friend to them and just encouraging them in difficult days. Your presence is that precious gift that God wants you to give to other people. Now, if your spouse's or your children or grandchildren's love language is receiving of gifts or giving of gifts, then if you want to show them love, you show them by gifts. And it doesn't have to be anything expensive. Those little boxes that little girl gave out to you a while ago, there was nothing in it. But the fact that she handed it to you, those that received it, received love. And you can take that box and you can put something in it and you can give it to someone else. And that box will keep on giving love as long as it's passed from person to person. Not too long ago, I was driving through one of the fast food eating places that never get your order right, so you can guess which one that is. And anyway, as we was going through the drive-through window, I drove up there to pay for whatever I was getting, and the lady said, "Oh, don't worry about it. The person behind you, the person in front of you just paid for your meal." And I thought, wow, that's amazing. They don't know me, and they're already gone, so I won't have the opportunity to thank them for it. But it was just a gift that made my day. It wasn't that much money, but it was that somebody thought enough to randomly choose me to do something nice for me, a random act of kindness. There's certain laws in nature that you have to just accept. The law of nature, the law of gravity. It's if you fall. If you're on something and you jump off of it, you're going to fall and hit the ground. But there's a spiritual law of giving and receiving. And in Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it will be given unto you." So when you give to someone, God is going to turn back around and give you something, at least that much, and usually He gives you that much more. It wasn't much longer after that that I was in a eating place, and the lady was fumbling through some change to try to pay. She was actually a worker in the little restaurant, and she was having to pay for her meal, and she was fumbling through her change to have enough to buy her lunch. And the Lord just spoke to my heart and said, you pay for whatever she's going to eat. He said, "You remember that lady, or that man, whoever it was, that paid for your meal when you drove through the fast food?" I said, "Yes, Lord." So, "Well, it's time for you to turn around and you be the giver this time." And so I was able to do that. And I received a wonderful feeling from the Lord of thanksgiving to be able to give to that person. Gifts don't have to be given all the time. They don't have to be given every week, but God gives us gifts every day, and sometimes every hour. And so you just be sensitive to the Holy Spirit, and you ask God to whom you're supposed to give and how you're supposed to give. Me and Brother Greg were talking earlier. He works, volunteers down at one of the rescue missions, the homeless ministries. And it's hard to tell who deserves help and who doesn't deserve help, because some of the people are there with different issues and problems in life. So how do you discern who to give to and who not to give to? That's where you need the discernment of the Holy Spirit. That's where you need to say, "God, you tell me who to give to and when to give, and help me be obedient to your Spirit."